Number 4, is that vertex inside or outside?
Outside.
Outside. So that means we're going to do bark minus lark. So what's my big arc? Little arc is 35, angle is x. So angle x equals big arc 205 minus little arc 35 divided by 2. You can put that straight into the calculator. You don't really have to show any words for it. What? 85.
Which is 85? Oh, calculate 55.
So you will get x equals 85. Okay, now number 6. Notice how these lines meet directly on the circle. What do we call a line that only hits the circle one time? A tangent. So if it hits directly, that means that this arc and this arc, those two arcs are the only two arcs on this circle. Okay, so our big arc is 240. But how can I find the little arc?
No,
360 minus 240. Because take away that 240, it'll give you what's left for the little arc. So what's 360 minus 240? 120. So little arc's 120, big arc is 240, and then my angle is x. So now I need to do bark minus lark divided by 2. So angle x equals 240 minus 120 divided by 2. So what would x equal? 60. Online people, y'all getting this?
Okay, so yeah.
Say something?
Yes, ma'am. Weird.
I need y'all to take your headphones out, put your phones up. I gotta get it ready, so y'all can take the headphones out and put your phones up. Okay. I should do that anyways. So on number 8, vertex inside or outside?
outside.
Outside. Like all of these are outside. They are. We did all the inside ones yesterday. So vertex is outside, so that means I'm gonna do bark minus lark. Big arc is 120, little arc 30, angle is x. So x equals 120 minus 30 divided by 2. X equals 45. Yeah, because 120 minus 30 is 90. 90 divided by 2 is 45. Okay, number 10 is a lot like number 6. We have our two tangents. So we know the little arc's 95. Got to find what the big arc is. So 360 minus 95. Gives you 265. So big arc's 265, little arc's 95. We got to find angle x. So x equals 265 minus 95 divided by 2. So you get 85. Okay. Number 12, vertex inside or outside? Outside. So what formula are we using? Bark minus lark. Okay. What's my big arc?
140.
What's my little arc? And my angle is X. So 140 minus 40 divided by 2, 50. Okay. So now on page 13, we are going to do, we're going to do a mixed review. So we're going to have central, inscribed, vertex in, and vertex out. So looking at number 1, what kind of angle is that? Central. What do we know about central angles? The angle equals the arc. So if the arc is 70, what's that angle? 70.
So is number 4 70?
This number 4? Because is that a central?
Oh, no, mind.
It's not central, it's the vertex inside. So you'll have to use the arc plus arc divided by 2. Okay, on number 2, what type of angle is that? Central?
Vertex inside.
Vertex inside. That vertex is not at the center, so it's a vertex inside. So that means we're using arc plus arc divided by 2. So my angle is 59 equals, what's one of my arcs? X plus, what's my other arc? And divide that by 2.
What did you multiply both sides by?
Okay. You do multiply both sides by 2. Get that 2 off the bottom. Okay, so what's 2 times 59?
118.
So 118 equals X plus 33. Now what do I need to do to both sides? Subtract 33. And what's 118 minus 33? 85. So you'll get X equals 85 degrees. So that arc right here is 85. Okay, what kind of angle we have on number 3?
Inscribed.
Inscribed. So if we're looking at inscribed, we're either doing 2 times angle equals arc, or arc divided by 2 equals angle. If we're given an angle, what do we want to use? 2 times angle or arc divided by 2? 2 times angle. So 2 times 43. What's that give you? 86. So my arc is 86 degrees. Anybody got any questions? Online folks, y'all got any questions? No? Okay. Okay, so on number 4, vertex inside, vertex outside, central, or inscribed?
Vertex inside.
Vertex inside. So I'm looking for the angle. I'm given both arcs, I need to find that angle. So I'm gonna have my angle equals what?
X equals 115.
Plus
83 divided by 2.
divided by 2. So put that in your calculator, what does it give you?
94.
Y'all agree with that, 94? So our angle is 94 degrees.
Oh.
See, it's inside.
Okay, on number 5, is that vertex inside or vertex outside?
Vertex outside.
Vertex outside, so what are we gonna use?
X.
Arc minus larc. So what's my big arc? What's my little arc? And then my angle is X. So I'll have X equals big arc 140 minus little arc 45 divided by 2.
47.5.
When you put that in the calculator, what did everybody get? 47.5. Okay, number 6, what type of angle is that? Central. So if we want to find X, we need to know this arc right here. How can I find that arc?
360 minus
360 minus that 260.
100.
So if that arc's 100, what's X equal? 100. Okay, number 7, vertex in or out or inscribed or central? Outside, because that vertex is outside. So now, this time I'm not solving for an angle, I'm solving for an arc. So what's my big arc? My little arc? And my angle is 35. So I have my angle 35 equals 100 minus X, big arc minus little arc, divided by 2. What do I need to do with that 2? Multiply both sides. Why are we multiplying both sides by 2? Because you have the variable up top and we need to remove that fraction. So what's 2 times 35? Good. 70. So 70 equals, bring down the numerator. So 100 minus X. Okay. Now what do I need to do to isolate the X? There's 2 different ways you could do it. Subtract 100. You could have added X. It would just add one more step. Okay, so what's 70 minus 100? Negative 30. So negative 30 equals negative X. If you have a negative on both sides, what does that mean? Positive. They're positive. Negative times a negative or negative divided by a negative gives you a positive. So X equals 30 degrees. Can you ever have a negative angle measure? No. Can you ever have a negative arc measure?
Yes.
No. These right here, that arc can never be negative, that angle can never be negative. So if you get down to this and you leave it as X equals negative 30, it's not right. You can't have a negative arc. Okay, number 8. What kind of angle would that be right here at the X? Is the vertex outside the circle? It's not in the circle, it's on the circle. Which one of those has a vertex on the circle? Inscribed. So if it's inscribed, there's 2 ways you can go about finding it. You can find this angle right here, and then use that this is a straight line to find this one. Or you can find this arc to find this angle. Do you want to find this angle or the arc? The angle. Raise your hand if you want to find the arc. Raise your hand for one.
Y'all just said art.
I'll show you that.
I'm the only one who said it.
Okay, so if I want to find the arc, what would I do to find that top arc that's missing?
360 minus 165.
360 minus 165, what's that give you? 195. And now, if I know this arc's 195, how can I find its angle? What do you do for inscribed if you're given an arc to find an angle? So you divide it by 2. So what's 195 divided by 2? 97.5. Okay. Okay, if we did it the other way, we found that angle first right here. How would we find that angle? What will we do with 165? Divided by 2. So 165 divided by 2 gives you 82.5. And what do we know that linear pair makes? Two angles on a straight line form how many degrees?
180.
180. So 180 minus 82.5. What's that give you?
Right there.
So you could have done it either way, blue way or the pink way. Still gives you the same answer.
I think it's easy. I think blue way is easy.
I like the blue way. Okay. Number 9. Where's that vertex? Is it inside, outside, at the center, or on the circle?
At the center.
The vertex is right here. So is that at the center? No. It's where? On the side. So if it's on the side, that's an inscribed. What do you notice about this line right
So
here?
the X is vertex. It's halfway, the circle.
Well, since we're solving for that angle, yes, X will be where the vertex is.
On all of them?
Most of the time.
Cause I thought the dark circle.
Cause like, here we're solving for the X that's at the vertex. And here we're solving for X that's at the vertex. But this right here, the X is on an arc. So basically, if you extended these lines right here and just ignored that that was a triangle, that would be the angle we're looking at. So the vertex of that angle is right here at X. So what is that line that I highlighted blue?
Diameter.
That's the diameter. What do we know that a diameter does to a circle? Split it in half, right? So that means this arc is 180. So if the arc's 180, how are we going to find the angle?
180 times 2.
Times 2?
Divided by 2.
Divided by 2. If you multiply it by 2, you get 360. That line right there is where that angle can't be 360 because it's an acute angle. Or a right angle in this case. But 180 divided by 2, 90. So X will be 90 degrees. Okay. Now on this one, is my vertex on the side?
Yes.
Yes, my vertex is on the side. So that would be an inscribed. So don't let these two lines right here confuse you, okay? You don't really even need those. So if I don't need those, what would that whole arc be?
50 plus 60.
110.
50 plus 60. So this whole arc is 110. So now if that whole arc is 110, how am I going to find its angle?
360 minus 1. Wait.
You divide it by 2.
Oh, wait, yeah.
110 divided by 2. What's that give you?
55.
55. Okay. Number 11, my vertex is outside. So I need to find my little arc. I know my big arc's 260, so how am I going to find my little arc?
360 minus 2.
360 minus 260 gives you what?
100.
100. So big arc, 260, little arc, 100, angle is X. X would equal 260 minus 100 divided by 2. 80. It does equal 80.
Should have been here.
So these two angles, the pink and the green, they both share the same arc. So if they share the same arc, what do we know about their angle measures? They are the same. So if the green one's 32, X is 32. Now, that inscribed angle, because the vertex of those angles are on the side, how am I going to find Y? Inscribe 2 times 32 or 32 divided by 2? We're given an angle and we need to find an arc. So 2 times 32. And that gives you 64. Okay, I'm going to skip page 14. If you've already done it and you want to see the answers, you can do that for class ends. But I'm going to go ahead and go to page 15. We may come back to page 14, but I need to go to page 15.
Do you think we're, our school's gonna get shut down? That's what I'm comfortable with.
On page 15, we're doing the same type of problems. It's just that these have algebra in them. So what we're going to do, we're going to set it up like normal. And then after we set it up, the geometry part's over. It's all algebra. So is my vertex inside, outside, at the center, or on the side? Inside. So that's vertex inside. So I'm going to use arc plus arc divided by 2 equals my angle. So what does my angle equal here? 3x plus 23. And then what are my two arcs? 75 and 55. And then those are divided by 2. So what I would do is I would simplify that 75 plus 55 divided by 2 first. Since there's no x's over there on the right, I would simplify that before we started anything else. 65. So I'm going to bring down the 3x plus 23. And then 75 plus 55 divided by 2 does give you 65. So the geometry part was this. This is the geometry part, setting it up. The rest of it's just algebra. Okay? So what do I need to do now to solve for x? Subtract 23 from both sides. So 3x equals 42. And what's 42 divided by 3? 14. So we solved for x like the directions asked, so we're done. So when you simplify that right-hand side, it does give you 106. And now to solve, what do I need to do? Subtract 34. So I have 8x equals, it's 106 minus 34. 72. And what's 72 divided by 8? 9. What kind of angle are we looking at on number 3? Where's that vertex? It's on the side, so it's inscribed. So that means we're either going to do 2 times angle equals arc, or arc divided by 2 equals angle. So if I'm solving for that angle, and I know the arc's 140, how can I find what the angle's measure is? Arc divided by 2. So 140 divided by 2 gives you what? 70. So you could have went ahead and set that up to begin with as angle 6x minus 38 equals, so you could have done it like this, 6x minus 38 equals 140 divided by 2, if you wanted to just go ahead and do it like that. But I went ahead and found that it was 70, so I don't have to write that part. Because I know 6x minus 38 is that angle, and that angle equals 70. So what do I need to do now to solve?
Add 38.
Add 38. So 6x equals 108, and what's 108 divided by 6?
88.
X equals 18.
Minus 23, then you get 177, and then you multiply by 2.
So I could do 180 minus 23 to find the angle over here. So 180 minus 23 gives you 157, right?
Yes.
Yes. So this angle over here is 157. And then you can find the arc based off of its angle. So 2 times 157 gives you what?
214.
314. So you can find that this arc is 314 degrees. You could have also done it a different way. Remember, there's more than one way. You could have done 2 times 23, gives you this arc is 46, and then 360 minus 46 gives you 314 for the arc. So now we're gonna set 14x minus 22 equal to what? 314. Okay, so add 22 to both sides. So 14x equals 336. And what's 336 divided by 14? 24. Divided by 2. So angle equals big arc minus little arc divided by 2. So, since there's no variables on the right-hand side, you can go ahead and simplify the fraction over there. So put that in your calculator and simplify it, and bring down the 7x minus 1. What does 7x minus 1 equal? 48. Add 1 to both sides.
49.
You get 49, so 7x equals 49. Divided by 7, so x equals 7.
Okay.
Okay. Now number 6, again, we have vertex outside. So that means we need our big arc, little arc, and our angle. So here's my big arc. I don't know it yet, so I have to find it. So you've got to be careful here. When I first did this problem, I didn't even think about using the 86. I forgot to even think about the 86. I just used 74. But in order to find that yellow arc, what do I have to do? 360 minus 74 minus 86. And what does that give you? 200. So the yellow arc is 200 degrees. That would be my big arc. 86 is my little arc. 4x plus 13 is my angle. So angle 4x plus 13 equals big arc minus little arc divided by 2. You can go ahead and bring down that 4x plus 13, because since there's no variables on the right, you can just simplify that. Right. Kind of weird tomorrow.
Oh, what?
Just tell me over this.
I don't have to.
It'll probably be like the parts of the circle thing and then one or two problems from each type of thing. So it'll be like one easier center, a center with, central with algebra. An easier inscribed with algebra. Easier vertex inside with algebra. So probably 8 problems like this stuff, and then some of the parts of the circle like we did yesterday. Okay, so what's 200 minus 86 divided by 2? 57. So now what do I need to do to both sides? Subtract 13. Get 4x equals 44. What's 44 divided by 4? 11. Okay, so I've already said it twice now at least. We do have a quiz tomorrow. Free time. Okay, so now on number 7. The only thing different with this one is it does, or there's 2 things different. It doesn't label the circle for you, and you're trying to find a value other than x. So you have to find x and plug it back in to find an arc measure. So let's go ahead and let's label the circle with what we're given. So it says arc CB. So C to B, right there, is 5x plus 41. AD, this arc, is 7x minus 19. And then angle AED, so AED, the angle at E, is 89. So now, what? No. So we've got to solve for x and we've got to solve for arc AD. So first let's solve for x. So looking at this circle now, with everything already labeled, where's the vertex? Inside. So we're going to do angle equals arc plus arc divided by 2. So we'll have 89 equals 7x minus 19 plus 5x plus 41, and then that's divided by 2. So I'm going to do 2 things in one step, okay? What do I need to do with that 2? Multiply on both sides. So that's one of the things I'm doing. And then I'm also going to combine the top of that fraction. So what's 2 times 89? 178. 178. And now I'm going to combine the top of the fraction. So it's 7x plus 5x. So I'm doing 7x plus 5x. Negative 19 plus 41. What's negative 19 plus 41? 22. I put those parentheses up there for a reason, because when you get to BART minus BART, and you have a subtraction right here, it's important that you know that subtraction goes to both of those things inside. So that's why I'm putting those parentheses. I'm not just doing it for fun, I'm doing it because you need those. Okay, so now what do I need to do to both sides? Subtract the 22. So 178 minus 22, 156. So 156 equals 12x. And what's 156 divided by 12? 13. So x equals 13. So I'm going to go ahead and write that over here where I'm writing all my answers. And then I'm not done yet, I still need to find,
You need to plug it in.
gotta plug it in. So I need to find AD, so I'm gonna plug it into AD. So, arc AD equals 7 times 13 minus 19. So I'm taking this equation right here for 80, and I'm plugging in the x I just found. So 7 times this 13 minus 19. And what's that give you? 72. Okay, now the next one, gotta label what it gives me. So JM, so this arc right here, JM, is 10x plus 9. Arc NL, right here, is 28x plus 17. And then angle NKL, so NKL, this right here, is 16x plus 19. So again, I have vertex inside. So I'm gonna have to do angle equals arc plus arc divided by 2. Okay, so I'm just gonna write the arc plus arc divided by 2 first on mine. It doesn't matter which way you do it, I'm just trying to show you that there's not exactly one correct way to do it. So arc 10x plus 9 with the parentheses plus 28x plus 17 with the parentheses divided by 2 equals my angle, which is 16x plus 19, again with a parentheses. So pretty much anytime I have variables on both sides, I'm putting those parentheses. Even if there's not variables on both sides, if I have more than one set like that, I'm probably going to put parentheses. Okay, so first thing, what do I need to do with that 2? Multiply it on both sides. So when I'm multiplying on both sides, spent 5, 16x and plus 19 over there, that's why I have the parentheses, because that 2 has to go to the 16x and to the 19. So that's why parentheses are important. So what is 10x plus 28x? 10x plus 28x is 38x.
What is that?
And then 9 plus 17. 26. What's 2 times 16? So 32x. And then 2 times 19?
38.
38. So now what do I need to do to both sides? Okay, so I subtract 26. So if I move that 26 over, what do I need to do with the 32x? Move it over to the other side. So I'm canceling one thing on each side. So 38x minus 32x, 6x, and 38 minus 26 is 12. What's 12 divided by 6? 2. x equals 2.
Bless you.
So x equals 2, and then I need to find angle NKL. That's my goal. So if I'm finding NKL, I need to plug it back into this equation right here. So 16 times 2 plus 19. 16 times my x that I just found is 2 plus 19. So angle NKL equals 51 degrees.